Hi there. It's July the 1st, and we're continuing our journey today through the book of 2 Kings with 2 Kings 18 and 19. We've already discovered at the beginning of chapter 18 that Hezekiah comes to the throne of Judah, and he is one of the most righteous kings in the history of Judah, doing things the way that his father David did. However, we also see the rise of the power of Assyria, which has decimated Israel and has transported them. And now Assyria turns its attentions to Judah, particularly because they have also been making overtures to Egypt to support them. And Assyria sends representatives to Judah and says, there's no hope for you, there's no way out, there's no hope in God, there's no hope in any divine intervention, you have to submit to us. Hezekiah first of all seeks to pay them off with gold and silver. They exert a tribute on him, and he ends up taking the gold from the temple, he ends up cutting the gold off the doors and sending it, but this isn't enough. And now they're coming to destroy the people of Judah. And they actually come to the very ramparts of the city. This is the commanders of the emperor of Assyria, come to the city and they shout up, but they shout up not in Assyrian, not in the general lingua franca of the region, but they shout up in Hebrew so that the Jews inside the city can hear what they're saying. The representatives of Hezekiah say, don't talk Hebrew because we don't need the people to understand, but they're so determined that the people should know the power of Assyria that they speak to them in their own language. This leads to a great discomfort, a great unhappiness in Judah. Hezekiah sends his representatives to the prophet, and the prophet in this case is the great prophet Isaiah, son of Amoz. And Isaiah first of all says, you are going to stand, you are not going to be overcome. And so the representatives of Judah send back the representatives of Assyria and say, we are not giving in to you, our God will protect us. And then Sennacherib himself comes down from Assyria to besiege Jerusalem. And again, Hezekiah sends to Isaiah, and Isaiah speaks again, an amazing prophecy that says that God is going to put a hook in the mouth of Sennacherib, and he's going to come back by the way he came, and he's not going to triumph. And on the back of this, this amazing response, which comes actually when Hezekiah has received a letter from Sennacherib and he spreads it out before the Lord, and Hezekiah has prayed and sought the Lord's face. And so this great powerful declaration from Isaiah comes in response to this prayer of Hezekiah, and a huge miracle occurs whereby the troops of Sennacherib, hundreds and thousands of them, are laid waste without a blow being lifted, without a sword being lifted. They are destroyed, and Judah is delivered because of her faith in the Lord. This is not the first time that Judah is going to be saved by the miraculous intervention of God, but we do see the power of God to lift up his name. In fact, Hezekiah of Judah says to God, do this for the sake of your name, to show how powerful your name is. Our God, as Hezekiah's God, is the only God, the only one true God, and no other God will stand before him. Have a very good July the 1st.